Hello everybody, this is the Projectionist. Before we start off today's podcast, I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer. For those of you who have listened to Threading and Dreading before, I'm sure you know that we don't shy away from controversial topics, or we don't mind being vulgar or crass or using a bit of language here and there, but I just wanted to give fair warning that today we go a little bit blue. I don't really know how to describe it, but we talk about a couple of pretty disgusting topics in this podcast. And when I say disgusting, I mean it's nothing that you guys can't handle, but I still wanted to give you fair warning. So, that being said, I did just want to say viewer discretion advised, or listener discretion advised. I just wanted to give you fair warning on this because, again, there is a bit of stuff in here that some of you may just find disgusting, stuff that just makes you scratch your head and wonder what the hell is the Threading and Dreading crew doing at night, but just wanted to give you fair warning. So, that being said, on with the podcast. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. And that's it. It's just fucking frightful.
It's kind of cold out.
It's a polar vortex.
I'm not usually the one that...
It's a polar fuck you, that's what it is.
Well, have you seen the maps that are like where it is and it's like, fuck, it's cold!
Yeah. And the Northeast is just Hoth.
the one area, New England is like fucking fuck you winter.
Yeah, they're like, we're so over this weather.
Except for Southern California is like, LOL. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, they're like,
and Florida
stop
as
the
well.
burning! Stop the burning!
See imagery like Florida, it's like, thanks, Obama. Okay.
I had a friend post online. He was like, hey, since he was like on vacation, since it's fucking freezing in Delaware, I thought I'd post a picture of this. And I was like, hey, can you do me a favor and lay behind a bus while it's reversing? I was not the only one who left a threat. They're like, hey, can you eat a bullet? I was like, Jesus Christ.
Meanwhile, in Atlanta, the whole city is shut down for 2.5 inches of snow. Have you seen that?
Is that what they did?
Yeah. 2.5 inches of
Yeah.
snow, and the entire city comes to a standstill.
I heard that there was some shit.
because they never get snow.
No, but that was just it. I was talking to Kim
Nobody
about this
owns
earlier.
a fucking coat in Atlanta, Georgia.
They're like, oh my god, we actually had to buy salt this year?
No, but
Whoa.
that's just it. 3 years ago, they got this. And so they actually invested in like plows and salt. They had 40 snow trucks ready to go, and they still weren't fucking prepared.
They didn't gas them.
Like, what the hell's going on in Atlanta? Get your shit together.
of the plan.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Threading and Dreading. As you can tell,
hour.
what's that?
The bitching hour.
The bitching hour.
Needs to not be an hour.
As you can tell, we're getting a little tired of this cold weather. We're ready for summer to be here already. By the way, I saw someone post this the other day. The first person to complain that it's too hot gets punched in the balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, but
It'll probably be me.
it's going to fucking suck because, well, we punch you in the balls anyway.
Yeah.
But the colder the winter, the hotter the summer.
Right.
So this summer is going to fucking suck.
Well, I already told people going into this winter that it was going to be a pretty bad winter because last year was a very mild winter. Remember that?
What winter?
Yeah, it was like we didn't have a winter last
What
year.
winter last
We got about
year?
3-4 inches of snow the entire winter.
It's really, yeah, I remember wearing shorts a couple times.
Yeah, I know. I mean, early this winter we were wearing shorts too. I remember in early December we had short weather. I was like,
yeah,
holy
we were
crap.
like 70 degrees in December. What?
I was like,
It's
okay,
December?
I can live with
Okay.
this. And
I
then winter's like, nope, psych your mind.
I had a spare coat in my car just in case. But
Yeah, and it was like a light jacket, not a scarf, hat.
yeah, I still don't own any of that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got scarves, and I've got my bear hat with the ears that I wear at work, and people are like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, don't you judge me, it's warm as hell. But get out of here. I got my little scarf with my paw prints on them. Smack the shit out of you.
But we're going to go around and introduce everybody real quick. To my right we have,
3-star sapphire.
welcome back.
Hi.
Glad you make it here eventually.
I did. But look, okay, I forgot that I had to make this wing dip for a work event tomorrow. And then
No,
I
no, I'm not
realized I
talking
didn't
about
have
tonight.
anything.
I'm not talking about you being
So
late
rude
tonight.
to
That's
ask
okay.
me.
I'm just talking about the fact that, it's been so long since we've gotten together. That's all.
Oh, Well, yeah, that too, but I was late tonight because I was trying to get winged dip stuff. It was a good cause. Food.
And across from her we have...
Superhuman aficionado.
You always forget your name.
It's not that I'm forgetting my name, it's that I'm tired by this point.
Okay.
It's that whole name change thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Name
I forgot
change
you
thing.
legally changed your name, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, your voicemail is still the old name. Get on that shit.
That's a valid point. Well, I need to wait. See, there's a couple things that I still need to update, and my manager at my one job got mad at me because she brought me like screenshots of a couple notes I'd made in accounts, and one of them was like PB, and then the next one was like PN, and the next one was like PBN, and the next one was like OB something, and she was like, "What is your name?" I was like, "Well, it's the PN. The PB was Fat Fingers. That one was Fat Fingers. I'm not convinced that was
This
me."
one's PBJ, and she writes FU.
Well, James is my middle name, so. But and then next to me we have.
Kim.
Ba-da-ba-da.
No, no more.
She doesn't want to do it anymore.
Her theme
No.
song?
She doesn't want to do her theme song anymore.
I feel like it would annoy people too much.
Well, until we actually get a legitimate song, then we'll bring it back.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you're
need
the
a
only
song.
one with a theme song.
Oh, okay.
True.
It's the girl next door special.
That sounds like something sexual.
It does.
you have
It
to
really
pay for.
does. The Girl Next Door special. How much does that cost? Okay, well, you see that white van down the way? Oh, God. We're killing her. So how's everybody been?
Tired.
Been good.
Good? Tired?
Tired.
Yeah, it's been a very chaotic few weeks. Ever since Christmas, it's been nonstop. It really has. And I've had people asking me on the channel, where the hell has Threading and Dreading been? Well, it's either been movie reviews or nothing, really, just because we've had no time to get together.
Wait, do people actually listen to this shit?
Yes.
Oh, snap.
Dude, he has followers.
What?
Yeah.
People have.
I mean, I know I
Not
listen
many,
to this.
but we have them. We have them. Oh, actually, it reminds me. So I did want to bring up something because we were going to bring it up. Well, two things I need to bring up. First
Penis.
off, Steve isn't here to share his story, but should we share Steve's story?
Oh, I'll share it.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so for those of you who listened to the Devil's Due review, this is the continuation of that we never got to. So Paul's going to share this because he's closest to Steve, obviously, so he'll share this.
so we got to the movie theater, and I'm going to look at Alison when I tell it. But
Yeah.
So we got to the movie theater, and Steve's like, I got to pee. So it's like, whatever. And it was like, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother? The fucking Blitz? Like, as soon as you leave, something good happens.
Right.
Okay.
So he goes to the bathroom. We were the Blitz. He comes back and he's like, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, all right, what's going on? And he's like, I can't tell you yet. But he's got that face. It's like, I have to tell you this. Something happened. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, I walked in.
I'm pregnant.
No, I prayed after I put that. God was like, no, I got this. I don't need more like you. He was like, I walked into the bathroom and like, I don't understand the physics of how the guy was leaning, but he was facing the door jacking off. And it was like this like young adult kid. Steve was like, I couldn't tell if he was like 15, 16 or like older, but looked young with this like pencil dick. And he just kind of looked at me and then just turned to come. And I'm like, well, did you offer to help him?
Oh, my God.
And he was like, no, I didn't know him. He was like 10. And I was like, you probably shouldn't have been looking at that. He's like, I wasn't trying to.
Unbelievable.
But
Okay.
I'm thinking like, damn, dude, I want to walk into a bathroom and fucking somebody jacking off. I'd be like, yo, hold up. Slow down. We're going to watch this shit real quick.
Okay. All I can say is, number one, movie's 10. That's all I got to say. But number two,
number one is good.
No.
This movie's 10.
While I was working there, I encountered something similar, which I was talking about when we left. And there was a moment probably about 4 or 5 years into working. I remember it was during Toy Story 3 that it was showing. So actually, this
Wow,
wasn't that,
really?
Yeah.
Jerking off during Toy Story 3?
Yeah, dude, I full on hooked up during Sucker Punch. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, but that's not Toy Story 3.
Now, here's what happened.
Ken was pretty gay,
So
so it's kind of a porn.
the reason I bring up Toy Story 3 is that's the only film I remember being out at the time. Well, I'm downstairs at the usher booth with one of my buddies, Bill, and we're chatting back and forth. These two boys walk into the men's room, and I don't think twice about it, but then they come walking out, like, giggling. I'm like, the fuck's going on? Whatever. About 5 minutes later, this mother walks out, and she says, I have to let you know that a couple of my boys saw a man and a woman walk into the men's restroom. I said, okay, well, thank you for letting us know. So I walk in there because Bill was like 5'0". He's like, I'm not going to take care of that, Mike. You take care of it. I'm like a bouncer. I'm like, okay, fine. So I walk in there.
I mean, you bounce, but
True. So I walk into the bathroom, and I see that there's 2 pairs of feet in one stall, and one of them is on their knees facing the other one. Okay, so I go up and I bang on it, and they didn't even.
Obviously not giving him a Heimlich. Like, Mike's all very calm. Excuse me, miss. I don't know what you're doing in there, legitimately, but I'm gonna need you to stop.
So I go up there and I bang on the stall, and they didn't even have the wherewithal to lock the stall. I hit it once, and the thing just fucking flies open, and she gets up off her knees, obviously, in the midst of the guy's lap. I said, just get the fuck out. And this is the excuse the guy gives me, which makes no fucking sense any way you spin it. He says, oh, I'm sorry, she was having a trouble with her tampon.
So she was blowing you?
Wait, what? No! What? Get the fuck out!
See, but I think Mike was mad that he wasn't the one getting the blowjob.
Yeah, no, this woman, fucking no.
Was she like a toothless no-no?
Oh, almost, yeah.
Was it the clown hooker from ShopRite?
Yes, it was the clown hooker. Oh my god, the other day we walked in the ShopRite, and I swear to god it was Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
With a fur coat.
With a fur
It
coat.
was a clown hooker.
So, anyway, this isn't the end of the story. So I go walking out, I tell Bill about it, and I think it's the end. But then another boy walks in the restroom, comes walking out. I see him talking to his mom as he leaves, and he says, there's underwear in the bathroom. I'm like, oh my god. And I walk in there, sure enough, the guy's boxers are laying on the floor of the bathroom. So I have to go over there, get a little butler, and sweep the thing up. I go up to my manager, Angie. I'm like, should we put these in lost and found? She says, fuck you, burn them.
Yeah.
Well, I had to tell Steve, a buddy of mine was at the KOP mall and walked into the bathroom. I don't know if you've ever been, well, you've never been in the men's room, but have you ever been in the men's room at the KOP? I imagine the structure's probably similar. There's like a fucking maze to get into this mall.
Right,
like this bathroom.
it is.
The
There's
whole
a-
mall is a maze.
Yeah, but there's like a labyrinth. There's like hallways and secret passages.
For those of you who don't know
Minotaur
what
pops
KOP
out.
is, it's the
It's
King of Prussia Mall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it
people
for the
people
viewers
are on
who
the
don't
East
know?
Coast don't know what King of Prussia is.
Oh, yeah, fucking.
Yeah, it's really original.
So he walks in. He finally gets through the labyrinth. The right password. He pays the troll. Whatever. So he
toll
gets
troll.
in. Yeah, that was on the other night. Steve didn't get it. He was like, "What
Oh
are you
my
watching?"
God.
And he just walked out. I'm singing the songs. And he's like, "What
To
the
get
fuck
in the
are you-"
boy's soul.
That's right. So there's some guy at the stall jacking off, and I'm like, "Well, did you help him?" And he's like, "No, he wouldn't let me." I was like, "Did you ask?" And he's like, "Of course I asked. I have manners." I was like, "So what'd you do?" He's like, "I recorded that shit." And so he pulled his phone out and he showed me.
Oh my god.
He was like, he's just like sitting there staring at the guy, and the guy just looks at him, and he's like, "What's up?" And he's like, "No, I don't want help." And he's like, "Oh." He pulled his phone out, and he's just like kind of pointed at him. He's like, "Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Let's do it."
Wow. Okay. So I'm not going to King of Prussia anymore.
I mean, I have friends who have worked at stores that I've worked at in retail who, like, at closing time, like, people would come in, like, guys would come in and, like, not revealing, but, like, basketball shorts where shit's bouncing about. And then they're in the bathroom a little too long, and they go in, and they're there waiting.
What? Why? What is the? I just don't get the fascination with that.
Public sex?
Yeah.
It's awesome. You don't get the fascination because you've never done it, you prude.
I don't think I ever want to.
It's awesome.
I just don't find a public stall that clean.
No,
You
I
know?
mean, not a stall, but sex in public.
Nah.
I mean, I've gotten down and dirty in a stall before.
I don't
Once.
think I would ever do that. Ever. Sorry, Kim. Not gonna do that.
We know it's one of your fantasies. You're going to have to cheat on him for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Maybe Alison will be down with it.
Wow.
It would make more sense if you two were in the stall and somebody walked in and like, oh, she was having trouble with her tampon.
Right. Make a little more sense.
And you're helping her with your teeth? Yeah. I get a
Yes.
better,
Yeah.
I have a better grip. I have fumbly fingers.
But
so
the second
wrong.
thing I wanted to bring up, and this
Disgusting.
occurred a couple weeks ago now, but I still remembered it because I wanted to bring it up on this podcast.
I think it'd be worse if you like bit the string and pulled it out.
Oh my god.
I think that'd be worse. Like, no, serious, you need help getting it out.
I wanted to bring this up, and it does
Go
involve
hell.
you two. Is there any reason why you linked Kim a picture of the Batgasm?
Because it was funny. Because when I made her come, that's what she looked like.
Ah, she looked like Batgirl.
She was like, "Oh, Batman." That's what your girlfriend calls me
Wow.
when we're doing it.
Alison, do you know what we're talking about?
No clue.
Okay, so
I found a picture on Facebook of the old like Adam West era Batman,
Okay.
but it was Batgirl, and she was like all back with her eyes rolled back in her head, and it said Batgasm. And I don't know why, but I posted it on Kim's wall. I was just like, "This is fucking
for some
funny."
reason, when he saw Batgirl having an orgasm, the first thought is Kim.
Yeah. Makes sense. And Mike, like 10 minutes later, like didn't miss a beat. Was just like, why did you post it on Kim's wall? It's like, because it's funny. He's like, not that I disagree, but why Kim's wall? Like, of all the people that you could have posted it out on, why
You
her?
posted on my girlfriend's wall. My girlfriend.
It's what she looks like when she comes. I'm like,
And
you would know if you ever made her. Oh, that,
Oh,
man.
that hurt. That hurt. Now, here's the thing. I actually know the episode that was from, and it was the first time, I think, in the series where, like, two of the villains actually got together to, like, fight Batman or Batgirl, whatever.
The gangbanger.
The gangbanger, yeah.
to Batgasm.
And the Joker and Catwoman had gotten together and tied Batgirl to the ground. And then, like, something like Catwoman had these things called, like, cat whiskers, which would tighten the hotter they got. So basically would strangle Batgirl. And that face she's making is her trying to fight her way out of them. But in just that moment, it looks like she's, like, having an orgasm. I was like, okay. And then when you watch the show, it's like, okay, this looks really weird. Like, okay, I understand it's, like, Adam West Batman, but, like, this looks very suggestive. Stop it.
Like,
Stop it.
you know, once I don't know, once I got big into like the movies and I started actually reading a little bit of Batman, because I don't read DC, and then I went back to watch the Adam West Batman. I was like, one, they've never once called him the Dark Knight because
Nope.
he's not.
Nope.
It's the Caped Crusader
Mm-hmm.
and the Boy Wonder.
Yep.
Because that show is gay as balls.
Yeah. It's like, holy moly, Batman, we've got to go. We're going to jump out this 20-story window instead of going down the stairs in the elevator.
Well, see, but even in Chris Nolan's, he would jump out the window too. He'd just fucking free fall.
Yeah. And then
And
get
then-
caught by a plane.
He'd be like, "Yo, I got my Asian food to go."
But long story short, there's nothing more furious than the Batgasm.
I would know.
You would know. You've had a Batgasm.
I had her Batgasm.
Oh, wow.
Weren't you listening? We were in a
Posted
So,
it.
Kim, what is the Batgasm like?
bathroom stall.
And you had a
Helping her
Batgasm.
with her
Wow.
tampon.
Batgasm.
Is that where you change into your alter ego? Is that like a bathroom stall is kind of like, your public phone?
Yeah, because we don't have public phones anymore. Because the one time I jumped into that blue box and I was like, "Whoa, it's bigger on the inside." Dangerous.
Like,
And it took him a while to get back here, too.
real nice.
Fucking fell out. I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm in space."
So, before we get too late, I want to run over a couple little bits of movie news. Now, the biggest one, which actually isn't movie news, but it impacts really the whole industry, and this came out a couple days ago, is that the Theater Owners of America have put out a petition to the movie industry to make all trailers 30 seconds shorter. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so it's the National...
Why?
Why? Because theater owners are tired of trailers being so long. They're tired of having to attach 6 or 7 trailers and have 20 minutes of previews. Because they're getting complaints from customers, and frankly, I don't blame customers.
Well, why don't they just put a cap on a total preview? Your preview cannot be longer than
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
That's what they're saying. They want it to be 2 minutes.
But some previews are worth that 5 minutes.
Yes, which is they're saying that studios will have like 1 or 2 exceptions a year. They can make one long trailer, but all the rest must comply within 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, why can't they just make 2-minute ones for movies, and then if you're intrigued by that, then you go online when you get home and you look up the 5-minute
Which is
trailer.
another argument they're making. They're saying that trailers have basically become null and void nowadays attached to movies because you have the internet.
Right.
And you can just look them up
yeah,
online.
you tease
Can you
them
look
at the
those up
theater.
online? Are there more things on the internet than porn?
Yes.
That can't be it. No, that can't be right.
Everything's
Trailers
on the internet.
You're
So So anyway,
Silly.
What sort of witchcraft is this?
Did you see that? The fucking it's like 11111 times 1.
Yes.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, and it like counts backwards, and it's the weird like face. He's like, "What sort of sorcery is this?"
I did see that.
Is that like really, really epic stick figure man? He's like,
So anyway, the article here says that the National Association of Theater Owners released now their voluntary guidelines for now, calling for movie trailers to be no longer
so
than
they're
2
suggestions.
minutes. What?
So they're suggestions.
For now.
Recommendations.
Voluntary guideline.
They may become mandatory eventually. I think they said they're going to become mandatory in October of this coming year.
So
But
basically,
right now,
they're given a chance to comply,
right,
and then it's the law.
right.
That's dumb.
And 30 seconds shorter than the norm. They want to put them to 2 minutes. The guidelines also specify that a trailer cannot be shown for a movie more than 5 months before its release.
That's dumb too.
Yeah.
What? Then what about some of those like teaser trailers? I love some of those teaser trailers.
Teaser trailers are good, but what they're saying is that they're getting such an influx of trailers now at the theaters that they're releasing them, like a year ahead of time, and it's basically like, just clogging the chute with trailers. They don't know what to attach to what.
What they should do is they should limit the amount of shitty movies.
Yes, they should.
Then they wouldn't
That
have
would
so
be a
many
good
fucking
guideline.
trailers. Your movie sucks, so we're not gonna fucking air it because we're gonna lose fucking money on it.
Now, the logic is if they cut all the trailers shorter by 30 minutes and there's an average of...
Seconds.
Oh, sorry, what did I say? Minutes?
Minutes.
Sorry. The thought is that by doing this, you're cutting about another 5 minutes of screen time out of each movie, depending on how many trailers you have. So, in doing so, the theater is saving money. They're getting more movies to rotate a little bit more. And they're also saving money on electricity, saving money on, people complaining. That's the thought, at least. Now, again,
Who the fuck is complaining about trailers? The trailers are the best part of the movie. Very rarely do I give a fuck about the movie I'm going to see. I just want to see the trailers.
Now, one of the
I
things...
didn't pay $20 to see Thor 2. I wanted to see the trailers.
Fair enough. Now, I will say this, and this is one of the things they cite in this article.
Except Thor 2 was awesome.
Some of the complaints are that some trailers reveal too much plot point, which I tend to agree with.
Okay, well, part of that, too, is that they release 7 fucking trailers for the same movie that
Right.
end up being the entire goddamn movie.
Pretty much. And they're saying by limiting it to 2 minutes, you're basically creating more of a teaser than a plot trailer, which I would be, I would support because there's actually a good example of that tonight when we get to our trailers.
That's why I put the Batgasm thing on your wall. It was a teaser.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to reveal too many plot
For
points.
me or for Kim?
For you.
Oh.
For
okay.
the movie we made.
Oh, okay.
This must be another part in my life that I blocked out.
She had a lot to drink.
Selective amnesia.
She called me and she's like, Paul, I plan on drinking and not remembering the night. Let's do it. All right. She's
Okay,
like, by the way, when you get here, you have to call me Barbara. Okay.
Don't mind the red hair.
Don't mind the red hair. And the purple spandex. What? Steve, I think Kim's having a breakdown. I have to go help her. I was also told to wear my Batman outfit.
I'm not going to question it. I'm just going.
Yeah, I'm just going. Are you taking Appa? Is he going to be Bat Dog? I don't think that this is a job for Bat Dog.
So again, right
That's
now,
the sequel.
these guidelines are voluntary, and they're not going to really go into effect until October, but it's interesting. I'm okay with it. I think you can make a good trailer in 2 minutes. There's plenty of good trailers that are shorter than 2.5 minutes.
I just feel like it's a dumb rule. Like, a suggestion, please don't do this. Who the fuck cares? I love trailers, except for shitty movies.
And their argument is if you want to see the trailers, go online and watch them. Don't take up time at the theater watching them. That's their argument.
Fuck you. You're taking up my time with fucking Twilight.
Fair enough.
And then host.
And then host.
Oh, God. We're not going to get started on that again. Now, another quick story that I told this to Kim a while back, and she just let out like a series of groans, was that construction officially begins of Disney's Avatar theme park attraction. Have you heard of this?
No.
How often does he hear you groan? Like, is that like, hey, I was really wondering if you wanted to...
Baby, let's go. Let's go in the bedroom.
Let's go in the bedroom.
So,
Paul's
getting
coming
off of
over.
that, construction is officially underway on the upcoming Avatar attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The Disney Park blogs recently released... Yeah, Animal Kingdom!
That's so racist. I love it.
The Disney
have
Park
stripes and
blog
tails.
released several images and video of the groundbreaking ceremony, which featured blue Navi scaled shovels. Walt Disney Imagineering is in partnership with James Cameron and Lightstorm Entertainment. The new attraction is said to feature the wonders of Pandora, giving parkgoers a chance to fly with banshees and explore a lush, natural environment with mountains that float and interactive plants that glow at night. Now, to be fair, that sounds pretty cool. Like, if you were to go into this environment, and it's like, like the big floating islands, and like, if you got there at night and it was like those fluorescent plants that would like glow and like, react to you as you touch them, that'd be pretty cool.
It'd be like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids world in MGM. No.
Yeah, it's MGM. It's Hollywood Studios now, but I still call it MGM.
Yeah, whatever.
And yeah, that would be
like
pretty
that,
cool.
but
I would like
for
that.
Pandora.
Now, I
Sounds
don't like
interesting.
that they're putting Pandora into Disney because Disney in no way owns this. I'm pretty sure it was a 20th Century Fox production.
Rights.
Yeah, but
Disney owns everything.
almost.
Yeah, what doesn't Disney own?
Disney owns Mike.
I mean, come
Disney
on.
owns our podcast.
Disney owns Star Wars.
Don't say that. They might end up doing it soon.
They're gonna buy it tomorrow. Mike, here's $20 for your podcast.
Okay.
What? No, I'm not selling it for $20.
No,
yes,
no.
you are.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you are.
Oh.
We own you.
And do you remember the old show Baby Blues?
It still runs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there is an old
Comic strip.
joke in there, right? Where the mother opens up like a flower shop or something. At the end, she ends up selling it to Disney for some random reason. And at the end, the father's like, "Why'd you sell it to Disney?" "Oh, they said they'd destroy us." I was like, "Oh, but fair enough." But I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I didn't hate the film as much as Kim. I know Kim despised
Oh, I
Avatar.
hated that movie.
I still haven't seen it.
And I thought it was a beautiful film. I thought it was great to look at. Now, the plot was basically Dances with Wolves in Space.
I heard it was Pocahontas in space.
You could say that too, yes. And it's a
But
very...
visually, it was very stunning.
Oh, yeah, visually it's great. And if
Oh,
it
hey,
was-
I mean, I used the movie to sell TVs.
No, I mean, can you really complain about the colors and the graphics? Sell TVs with.
I mean, it's
You
beautiful.
can really sell TV on that
but-
shit.
And to that end, if they were able to translate that to like an entire section of a theme park, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but originally Disney for Animal Kingdom had slated on building like a fantasy realm, kind of like a realm
Fantasia?
for dragons and griffins and stuff like that.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, Gryffindor.
Bitch! Calling me a hoe.
And that would have been cool, but they scrapped that idea. Now this section that they're going to have, that fantasy realm, is going to become this Pandora realm.
That could be cool.
And I'll see what happens. I think it'll be cool. But again, this isn't
Yeah.
slated to open until 2017.
Okay, yeah.
I
was
just
gonna
don't
ask
want
when I
to
was.
further Avatar and put any, I don't want to promote it anymore.
Right.
If
Yeah.
it was, it looked nice, but I don't know. I wish I could just think of some other way instead of it being Avatar.
Fair enough.
But I just think it's weird that the movie came out, 2-3 years ago? 4 years ago?
2009.
2009?
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, 4 years ago. So, yeah.
5?
Shit, 5 almost.
Now, you have to remember, by the
hold on,
time...
though.
Oh, go ahead.
But it's coming out in another 3 years.
Right, yeah.
If this fucking... Is anybody going to remember that this movie exists?
Yes,
Or is
because
he
they're
gonna-
making 2 more Avatar films.
Yeah.
Okay, when?
Uh,
Is he going to release
Next
either of
year,
them?
I think one
no,
comes
two
out.
2 years from now.
2
And then
years?
another one, 3 years after that. So...
Because I initially heard that there were apparently 9 planets in that system, and he was
Yes.
going to make a movie for each one.
No, I heard that they're basically going to talk about if the Na'vi expand from that planet or something. If they actually go out and use the humans' technology to colonize other planets. I don't know if they do that or not. That'd
So
be
they're
kind of
going to be
interesting.
Yerks?
Yeah, basically.
Yo, don't touch my ears, bitch. I remember when I was in college and I was studying children's lit. The woman was the woman. You know what? I'm just gonna call her a woman because she wasn't much of a teacher. She was like, and then there's this book called The Animorphs, and it's about kids turning into animals and then learning what it's like to be them. It was not. And she's like, what? And I was like, have you read The Animorphs? And she's like, well, yeah, it's about... No, it's not. It's about an alien invasion. She's like, what? She's like, have you read The Animorphs? Bitch, there's 60 fucking books. Yes, I've read Animorphs.
Nice. Well, does anyone else have any other movie news or
Nope.
Rumors they want to bring up or anything?
Get some trailers going.
Okay, get
Let's
to the
do
trailers.
the trailers.
So-
I'm tired.
First trailer.
You're
Even though
fading
you've had
fast.
your frappuccino, you're still tired?
Hey, give me a break.
It's okay.
All right?
All right, so first trailer we have up is one that I think looks really interesting, and that
It's
is
awful.
Transcendence.
A series of attacks conducted by a radical anti-tech group known as Rift.
They hit AI labs all over the country.
We lost decades of research and development.
It's radiation poisoning. The bullet must have been laced with it. The effect is irreversible.
Will's body is dying, but his mind is a pattern of electrical signals. We can upload his consciousness. We can save him.
Not like this. Assuming that this works, if we missed anything, a thought, a childhood memory, how will you know who you're dealing with?
It did look pretty cool. I kind of don't like that they, in the trailer, say that they're going to call the AI Transcendence.
Right.
I like that the premise is Transcendence.
Right. Well, that's what Johnny Depp calls it at first. He says that the moment that it becomes the AI and that moment hits, it's not just... There's a regular term for it that we have in the real world, but in this world they call it transcendence. The moment that AI is born.
I think it looks pretty cool. It also
Yeah.
looks terrifying. I had a meeting today at work, and the manager was like, yeah, what if we had this and that and this and that? And my eyes kind of bulged out of my skull, and he's like, you all right, Paul? I was like, that sounds a lot like Skynet. He was like, are you scared of Skynet? Aren't you?
Did you not see all the Terminator movies?
You know, even Salvation, which, I mean, was better than 3, but not as good as 2. Some scary shit.
I'll say this. I like the ideas that this film has. The idea that a human mind is only, where you store it. It's the idea of if you transfer it to something else, is it still a human mind?
Well, there's that story exists a lot.
Right.
But then there's the argument as to when you transfer the information from the mind, you transfer that personality if the soul is there.
Right. So, can you transfer a soul?
Right. Can you digitize a soul?
Right. And I don't know if, what is a soul? And that's the big question. Do AIs have souls? What do we consider a soul?
Haven't you ever heard about the ghosts in the machines?
We could talk about Ghost in the Shell if you want.
All right
Oh,
now.
way to go. You guys never picked up on the iRobot? Isaac Asimov. Classic sci-fi, guys.
Yo, Steve wants me to read those, and I'm actually down with apparently there's 50 books. I'm like, yo,
I
For
would
iRobot?
no, the Isaac
The
Asimov books.
iRobot's only like
1.
12 pages. It's a short story.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Interesting.
it's Isaac Asimov. Apparently, like his final book, he wrote 49 books or something.
Yeah.
And none of them seemed like they had anything to do with one another. And then his
No, there's 3 in a series. Oh, I loved them. It's the R. Daniel series. I can get you the names of them.
Okay.
It goes through R. Daniel because that's what if you're a robot, you have an R and then a name.
Is that the one? He said he keeps comparing the main AI unit on Almost Human to that one.
Yes, it would be something like Almost Human because they are like detectives and they go to different scenarios. There's a human paired with the robot, but the robot's very human.
But yeah, apparently the final book he wrote that nobody expected him to write brought every story he ever wrote together. And Steve said his fucking head exploded, which explains a lot.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a good writer. I actually have several of them. I have them all on DVDs because I would obtain them and then put them on DVDs to make them into like a little library at our house of digital. Because I'd listen to them like on my way to work.
Yeah, Steve says he's read all of them, and it's like I think it's his favorite author. He's like the godfather of sci-fi.
He
of
is.
like robot sci-fi.
Yeah,
And
he
he
is.
created
He is
the rules.
Yeah, that's where the 3 laws come from.
And that's funny, getting back off of Transcendence for a minute, but the movie iRobot, the Will Smith film, I've heard that people who are like purists to his work absolutely hate that film.
Yeah.
Now,
because
for
it wasn't based
for
off
someone
a
who had
short
never
story.
read it before or had even known that this was like an original material, they're like, oh, it's a decent action film, whatever, it's forgettable. But for those people who have read the material and love that material, they're like, this is bullshit, don't like this movie.
I think he might have done Total Recall as well. If not, it was Neil Gaiman. But
I don't think
I read the short story that Total Recall, like the Arnie version, and the new one was based off of. And I was like, listening, I'm like, oh my god, this is Total Recall. Like, this is Total Recall.
Well, the Arnie version and the feral version I heard were the fucking exactly the same. I only saw the feral version.
Well, no,
they were quite different.
Yeah, the more modern version has nothing to do with Mars, right?
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with Mars.
It all has to do with all on Earth and basically the poor people versus the rich people, and the poor people want to keep the rich people.
Because that's a very common theme right now.
Yeah.
So many stories so many films are going with that narrative of, class warfare, pretty much.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to Transcendence, I like the idea of what this movie brings up as far as what it looks like in the trailer, as how do you limit an AI once it becomes an AI? Once you hit that point, how do you stop it from expanding? Just like the human mind grows, an AI wants to grow as well, and how do you stop that? Now, I think, putting it into a flash drive would have to stop it at some point, but, how far can it grow? How far do you let it expand? And apparently in this trailer, it expands pretty fucking far.
But you see in the trailer, like, it looks like he's fucking converting shit into, like, nanotech. Like,
right.
Shit is falling apart and flying into the sky.
Right.
He composes himself a new body.
Right.
So, I don't know. It looks like it could be really cool.
Right.
Who's directing this?
That is a good question. I should have looked that up.
He fucking knows everything except when we got there.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
For all the shitty ass movies, this is being directed by Boo, who did that one time in Boo.
I will say this though, I always plug the series Transmetropolitan. This concept is brought up a lot in Transmetropolitan because there's a group of people called foglets, where they basically download their bodies into very small computers, very as they call them in iRobot, nanites, little tiny computers. And all of their memories are stored in these things. They basically become a fog. They become a mist. And they're immortal. And they live inside these machines. And they just get to flow around. They basically become like alchemists. They can turn flowers out of air. They can convert things. They can make free food for people. And people love them. But the rest of humanity looks at them as, oh, they're abominations. They sold their bodies to become a machine. And the foglets say, well, who the fuck are you to judge? We're providing free meals for people. We're making people happy. So who the hell are you?
Like Phoenix 5.
Yeah, kind of. It's interesting. I really want to see this. And Johnny Depp, he looks like he's just playing Johnny Depp in this. I just want to say that.
Johnny Depp's the man. That's all he needs to play.
I know, but he's not playing a role, which is fine. He's just flat, but that's okay. The rest of the cast looks great. So,
Are there other people in that movie?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Was it Morgan Freeman? And,
yeah, I did see Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. And I forget the other actor's name. Oh my god, I'm spacing on it. He was in Legion.
Bettany.
Right.
Yeah, I did see Bettany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for it. One of the few sci-fi films this summer that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be pretty cool.
Moving on from that, the next one up, which also looks very interesting, is Bad Words.
Absquatulate.
ABSQUATULATE. That's correct. Who's next?
The spelling bee is meant for kids.
Rule number 24, the speller must not have passed beyond the 8th grade on or before February 1st. You can see there, I have not passed the 8th grade. Not ever.
Hi, I'm Chaitanya Chopra. What's your name?
Spin it around.
What was your winning word?
It was autofellatio.
I've never heard of that word.
If you don't point that curry hole that way and sit your fucking ass down in that seat, I'm gonna tell the captain that your bag's ticking.
I hate Jason Bateman because he's the same little fucking pushover character in every movie.
Uh-huh.
He looks awesome in this.
He does.
Holy shit. I want to see this movie twice. I hope it's good.
The concept is so odd, and it's interesting. It's almost like The Ringer. Do you remember The Ringer?
I do. It was on the TV this weekend.
It's the Johnny Knoxville film where
I never saw it, but yeah.
It's basically the same premise of some guy, exploiting a loophole to get into some sort of competition just to grab some cash and run, While The Ringer was a little different than that. That's basically this. Like, I never graduated 8th grade, therefore I can take part in the National Spelling Bee and win all the money. It's like, okay, that's kind of fucked up, but okay.
Yo, when he tells off the little Indian kid on the plane, holy shit. He's like, you need to turn your little curry hole around before I tell the stewardess that your bag is ticking. What kind of racist shit was that? I loved it. I was like, I'm going to love this movie.
And that kid, I know how some parents always like...
Fuck ice cream. I want to see if she'll let me touch him.
Exactly. That's something that I'm afraid of, because I remember when Kick-Ass came out and all the parents were in an uproar that this little, 11, 12-year-old girl was saying all these cuss words and was, in all these fight scenes and was bleeding all the time and shit like that. I think this is going to happen with this as well, because you have this kid who's going out there and not only is, exposed to... a topless woman, but is saying all this vulgar stuff. I'm pretty sure parents are going to...
called bad words.
I know that, but...
Yeah, but the movie was on Kick-Ass.
Because there was some ass being kicked.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had to censor that movie because fucking how that shit actually ended.
Right.
At least they didn't get her hopped up on coke.
Right. And the graphic novel, it's actually pretty messed up, where it's basically Big Daddy tells Hit Girl, hey...
Is it called pixie dust?
He calls it pixie dust, and he says if you ever get into trouble, use this pixie dust, and you'll be able to get through any situation. So she just takes it and slams it in her face, and gets fucking high, and just starts killing everyone.
That's what I do before I kill everyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't have pixie dust.
It's the best way.
To be fair, if that happened in the movie, that would be fucking badass.
Dude, if that had happened, I'd have been like, what? I mean, she couldn't do that, but she could lop off a guy's leg.
Right. Anyway, this looks interesting. Again, it's kind of along the lines of something like The Ringer or Bad Grandpa, or not Bad Grandpa.
Bad Grandpa was garbage.
I was thinking, Bad Santa. I was thinking Bad Santa.
Oh.
Something where it's, something that's supposed to be wholesome and fun for kids, and it's being exploited by some asshole, and it looks funny. I really do want to see this, and yeah, Jason Bateman, in every film I've seen him in, he's played that he's almost typecast as that guy who's just kind of being emasculated everywhere he goes, Here, it's the first time where he's basically doing the 180, which is kind of like a perfect example, like...
It's the fuck you role.
Yeah, it's the fuck you role. Kind of like, I forget, Michael Cera had a role like that, where he was always getting typecast as that pussy, and then he had one role where he turned around and basically said, fuck everybody.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, but he was still kind of that role, even towards the end, but yeah, kind of like that. Which, by the way, go fucking see Scott Pilgrim in the World. Please support that movie. I'm so sad that movie didn't do well in the box office. It was so... No.
I watch that movie every time it's on.
Oh, I love that film.
It's so great.
Support this. It's so good. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Now, moving on from that, one was just released recently, which is Maleficent.
There is evil in this world. Hatred and revenge.
He changed the original Sleeping Beauty story.
What do you mean?
If you remember the original cartoon, she never saw Aurora until Aurora was in the tower.
You mean Maleficent?
Maleficent never saw Aurora until she was in the tower. And she was about to get her sprinkle print because they sent everybody looking for her. Because the goblins came back and they're like, we looked for all the cradles.
Right.
For like 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, all the cradles? Yeah, we looked at all the cradles. All this time you've been looking for a baby? And she goes off on the little goblin guys. And then she sends the crow out and he finds her.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie since I was like 4.
So I was like, really? You're going to change the Sleeping Beauty story?
Okay, now look.
But it's got the chick from
Narnia. To be fair, the original Disney version isn't the original story. Even that one was changed for Disney. You know what I mean? All the classic stories that were redone by Disney, none of them were the originals.
Oh my God, the original Cinderella, which is in every country, by the way.
There's a different version.
Every country has Cinderella.
Right.
The original English one, quite brutal. There are feet that get cut off.
Yep. Not only that, but in the end, when Cinderella gets married, crows come in and tear out the sister's eyes.
Oh yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I was like, holy hell!
It was rough.
Yeah. I have a folklore book that has the real that version in it. We had to read it for class. We were all like, "Whoa!"
I want to borrow that book.
What Cinderella book is this? It's like it was from my folklore class, fun class, by the way.
Yeah, but to say that the Disney tales are etched in stone, I don't care about that. I mean, they can do what they want.
I'm just saying that everybody knows it, and they're gonna go change it.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, they
Disney. They
changed
can
it
do what
once
they
upon a
want with it.
time?
I mean, that didn't stop them from changing, what was it, Snow White and the Huntsman around. They turned that into a monstrosity.
Fuck, there
Now,
were like 4
I know,
Snow
Kim,
White
I know
movies.
Kim
I mean,
liked
They
that,
mutilated
but...
that one. Although Snow White: A Tale of Terror, that was pretty awesome.
Which one was that?
Snow White: A Tale of Terror.
Don't know that
Sigourney
one.
Weaver.
Don't know this one.
Oh, you should watch it. It's pretty actually gruesome.
The only thing I couldn't get behind with that Snow White and the Huntsman was that somehow Kirsten Dunst is fairer than Charlize Theron. No, go fuck yourself.
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart.
What'd I say?
Not Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, sorry, Kristen Stewart. Sorry.
Kristen Stewart, not Kirsten Dunst.
Sorry. Well, her as
Good
well.
call.
Whatever.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not the right name.
No. But yeah, the idea that Kristen Stewart is hotter than Charlize Theron, no. That ain't fucking flying.
Yeah, right?
Anyway.
I was like, go witch.
Anyway, Maleficent. Angelina Jolie looks like she's having so much fun with this part.
Oh, yeah.
She looks like she's having a blast, and I'm glad because this would be a really fun role to play for
and
for
especially
any
for
actress.
her,
Yeah, she just gets to be the uber bitch for as long as she gets to. It's like, this is gonna be fun. This will be really fun for her, and I'm glad because we get to have fun as an audience watching her do this. Now, making the villain the center role, I don't know if this is a prequel or if it's telling some of the backstory of Maleficent, of how she came to power, and...
That's what I thought it was.
That's what it looked like, too, because there's a big war that's going on at one point with her fighting, tree demons between this army, which very reminiscent of something like Snow White and the Huntsman, where all of a sudden there's all these battles everywhere, But that being said, I'm still really intrigued by this. I think the visuals look amazing. I like the style that Disney's going with this. It looks really freaking cool. And I can't help that, they're going to do this story justice. They may tweak a few things here and there, like you're saying, but I think they really want to tell a good story with this, and they're going to do the original Sleeping Beauty justice. So I'm looking forward to this. I really am.
I am too. I just want to see another trailer. I've just seen the same trailer.
Yeah, I want to see something different. I saw that one at least a month ago.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. This trailer was only a minute and a half, and it teased and it did its job. I mean, we don't need a big plot.
So come out with something more. You hear me, Disney?
But I'm happy with this. I don't have to see more than this. I don't need a big plot synopsis in the trailer. I'm okay with just this. We know the story of Sleeping Beauty, so just give us this. I'm fine with this.
They changed it all.
They didn't change it all. They changed one little thing.
That's why you go see the movie. To see what they changed, not the trailer.
But I'm looking forward to, definitely. And the next one up, which Paul is kind of freaked out about, is Babadook.
Where'd you get this?
On the shelf.
If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks.
Babadook, dook, dook.
That's when you'll know he's around. You'll see him if you look. Nothing bad's gonna happen, Sam.
Did you think that about my dad before he died?
He sees things as they are, that one.
I promised to protect you if you promised to protect me.
Oh my God. Did he hurt anyone?
The boy has significant behavioral problems.
This monster thing has got to stop, all right? It's just a book. It can't hurt you.
Yo, I watched that trailer in the car out front. It's like, it's just scary as shit.
Now, I brought this up because a couple reasons. One, it was one of the few horror films that looked like it was actually enjoyable and decent, yeah. But also, I remember when the movie Sinister came out, and the demon in that is what, Bagul? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman. I remember in reading other reviews of that people were poking fun of the name Bagul. Like, it was a silly name for a demon. Which, to be fair, yeah, Bagul kind of be a little silly, but that demon worked in that movie.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was predictable, but it was fucking awesome.
Oh, no, I love Sinister. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the better horror films of the last decade, I think. Right below Cabin in the Woods.
I like Cabin in the Woods.
Now, this Babadook? Really?
Well, I don't know,
I mean, just that name, I was like, oh my God.
Well, when you hear him talk, for some reason, like the design that you see in the book, and when he talks, it makes me think of the witch doctor in Coven.
Oh, right.
If he ends up being like a voodoo thing, the name would make sense.
True, it would. But, I mean, it just sounds like a very silly name.
You know what?
Babadook. You know?
When I was little, there was a book called Abiyoyo.
Abiyoyo?
Abiyoyo was the story of this grandfather and his grandson, and they would play tricks on people. And the grandfather would play, like, his ukulele. The grandson had a wand that could make things disappear. And Abiyoyo was this monster, this giant evil monster that would come out of nowhere when the moon or the sun, whichever, was red, and would eat the sheep, and then it would, like, eat people. And I think it was, like, a Louisiana town. Like, everybody in the book was black.
So that makes it Louisiana?
But I think it was Southern.
I'm just kidding.
But I think it was Southern. Like, I don't think it was Jamaica. Like, everybody in the town was
Kim, you're making up an excuse for Paul not to be racist.
Right.
Okay?
God, I need your help. Stay over there. Practice your Batgasm. But Abiyoyo was scary as shit. And then Abiyoyo attacked, and in the book they write a song to the ukulele, the Abiyoyo song, to get him distracted, and he starts dancing because he's never heard a song with his name in it. And then the sound the wand makes is zoop.
Zoop.
Yep.
Sounds like
It's fucking scary as shit when you were 4 years old. Like, Abiyoyo's coming.
Sounds like I was watching Little Einsteins a while ago with my niece, and one of the I think it was in one of their movies. It was I can't remember what it was, but it was like a Russian tale about this monster that would come, and it had like some silly name like that, but it sounds exactly almost like the same thing that you're talking
Abiyoyo
about.
was scary as shit.
Interesting. Now, Kim brought up an interesting point when she was watching this trailer, that it looks like the mother is turning into Babadook.
It looks like she's getting possessed or like losing her, or the book is like starting to like twist things, because
Right.
you see before, like, they're in the trailer, you see them in the bathtub and she has a knife, but before that you see like the darkness around a female character in the pop-up book with
Right.
a knife.
Right, yeah.
And
so yeah, it could be.
And then her hand is like all blackish.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like,
In
yeah.
that one scene.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this, and like I said before the podcast, the best horror films are sadly coming out of other countries right now.
Yeah.
And I've said that on numerous podcasts, and like you said, it seems like it's a British film. I think it is. But
I think it is. And that little kid screaming, "Don't let him in." Holy shit. I was sitting over here listening to Kim play it, and I was like, oh my God, we're going to die.
And if you look at this trailer, it's interesting. Everything is done in threes. When you open up like the closet, it's ba ba ba, dook dook dook. And then when he says "don't let him in," he says it 6 times. Don't let him in, don't let him in, don't let him in. And then throughout the rest of the trailer, a lot of things are done in threes. I'm pretty sure it's going to play into the film somehow.
It'll be a Trinity thing.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of cool. And they're hinting at that little stuff in the trailer. That's interesting. I like that. So yeah, I'm very, very intrigued by this horror film. Hopefully, it'll be good.
Yeah.
And the design of that book, holy crap! What children's book would have that kind of design?
Wait,
That's
like, why
freaky
did
as
she
hell.
read him that?
That's what I was thinking while we were watching.
I would open up
Does she not look at these books before she buys them?
Yeah, I would open up the first page. Beware the. Okay, we're gonna read something else tonight.
And then she's checking the house. It's okay. No, it's not, Mitch. Never read my kids that story. I don't even want to read that story myself.
Let's read The Little Engine That Could instead.
I'll read my kids The fucking Shining before reading them that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm reading The Shining.
Johnny!
Yeah. So what? Jack Nicholson busted in the room with an axe? Yup. What's this Babadook? Don't touch that! No!
Put it back!
Daddy, what's Abiyoyo? Abiyoyo is I'm going to beat your ass. Shut your mouth. Sit down and read Stephen King like a good kid. I don't want to read Carrie anymore. I don't care.
Now, getting to the final trailer, which for me is the greatest trailer on this list. It just looks so much fucking fun, which is Kung Fury.
He's a kung fu renegade cop.
I don't want to hear it, Kung Fury. I've just been at City Hall. You just destroyed an entire city block, for Christ's sake.
I quit. Now he must defeat the most evil kung fu master in the world, Adolf Hitler, a.k.a. Kung Fuer.
Hitler. He's the worst criminal of all time. I need to kill him.
I can hack you back in time to Nazi Germany, just like a time machine.
What the fuck? I didn't know if that was the trailer until halfway through the trailer.
Yes.
I was like, is this a fucking commercial?
No, it's a trailer. It's a Kickstarter, to which I will provide a link in the podcast for this if you guys want to go take a look at that Kickstarter and support it if you want. This looks so fucking fun. It's just pure 80s nostalgia, and for that, I think it should be supported. It looks so much
when
fun.
he summons Thor, that Thor's a giant.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
It's a big, half-naked old guy.
And why would I not want that?
But yeah, for those of you who haven't seen the trailer to Kung Fury, just go fucking watch it. It's basically a guy called Kung Fury who lives in the 80s, and he's a renegade cop and renegade
ninja cop.
He's a rebel cop. There we go. And he hops on top of cars and shoots people as he's flying through the air. And fucking skateboarders can flip over cars by kicking their skateboard. And he travels back in time by hacking time. Only in the 80s.
He's gonna go back and fight the greatest kung fu terrorist ever, Hitler.
Yeah.
And hacks time too much. And falls into old Nordic time.
With a Nordic woman who has a machine gun.
Who has a fucking Uzi.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And he's like, I need your help. And she's like, Thor! And giant Thor comes down. And you're like, this movie's an acid trip.
It is, but it looks so much fun. And I've seen people on both sides of this. Some people are like, oh, this will just be stupid, silly fun, which is the side I'm on. And then other people are saying, oh, there's too much green screen for its own good. What the fuck else are you going to do? I mean, come on, just go with it. Have fun with it.
It looks so dumb.
It looks so dumb, but it looks so good.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait. Yeah, this...
I mean, I'll wait until it's on Netflix. I don't know that I'll spend money on it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to get a major release. I'm pretty sure it'll be, an independent film. You might see it South by Southwest or Tribeca or something. No, Tribeca wouldn't pick it up, but those local small film festivals, it's just have fun. Mm-hmm. You might see it at Rehoboth Film Festival.
Okay.
Or it won't be at Wilm Film. Wilm Film doesn't get many good films, sadly. But just local independent festivals like that. Which, if it did, I would go out of my way to see it. I would love to see it. I would say, if you want to support this, please support it. I think it deserves a bit more money. I hope they get up to 3 or 4 million. So, that's my thoughts on it.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, it was more than interesting. I was laughing. Just that first scene where the kid kicks the skateboard and the police car flips end over end for a minute and they just blow it away with a bunch of guns. It's like, okay, here we go. But if there's nothing else, anyone else have any other trailers want to bring up, or movie news, or bullshit, or naked guys in bathrooms, or
no time. We gotta go.
We've had our fill of that.
We gotta go watch Coven.
All right, this is, as of right now, our shortest podcast. Wow, I'm shocked. It got in and out, but no, it's all right. What?
That's what she said.
Hey now. Well, I want to.
Bam, thank you, kitten.
That's my girl next door special.
It has been claimed.
And then for another $30, you get to see the Batgasm.
Maybe.
Dude, that's the deluxe.
That's the deluxe package. So I want to thank 3-Star Sapphire for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for staying awake.
Mostly.
It's okay. Thanks to Super Soup. Thanks for
the Renegade. Not Rent. Ren.
I want to thank Superhuman Aficionado for coming by.
Word.
And I want to thank the girl next door for coming by.
No problem.
That's Kim.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye. We're going to go watch American Horror Story Coven. Have a good night and take care.